Good morning, viewers. Welcome back to That'll Do Garage. Guess what? Heading back out to John's farm today. Take two. Old Ford heaven, right? Old Ford trucks, old Ford tractors, all kinds of tractors. We're gonna take a look, I think, at John's 66 F-250 camper special. And the reason I have to say I think is because when you have a pile of project vehicles, you never know what's going to happen. So he texted me, I think yesterday, and he's like, hey, maybe we should look at this old 49 Ford that I have as well, just for fun. So who knows? It'll probably be a Ford, it'll probably be old, and it'll probably be not running. But it's going to be a great time. Let's go. Trying to figure out where the sun's at.
Right there.
Yeah, got it.
Yep.
Hey, we made it. Hour-and-a-half drive. Lovely fall morning, hence the jackets and frosty breath a little bit. How you doing, John?
Doing great.
Welcome back to the channel.
Absolutely.
And back to the farm, I guess, huh?
Yeah, welcome back to the farm.
It's a deer hunting weekend.
Yep.
Is it opener?
Yep. So if you see some orange on us every now and then, it's because we don't want to be duped.
Yeah, there's folks, like literally a couple within a quarter mile. You can hear a few shots every now and again. But I don't think we'll be mistaken for deer.
Nope.
I think here's what we're going to work on today, right? This is the 66
F-250 that...
It was 12 years?
Yeah, it's been 12 years since it was titled, or not titled, since it was on the road officially.
Okay.
So.
And this is a 66 250 camper special.
Yep, two-wheel drive, purchased from under a pine tree in approximately the same condition.
Awesome. And we have no idea if it's going to start.
Nope, no idea if it's going to start.
We have some clutch linkage issue.
Yeah, the last time I tried pull starting it, it ran up the back of the tractor. So.
Oh, it started and then
well,
didn't
no,
stop?
No, it just, we were going down the hill and it just kept going. I said, why didn't you put it in gear? I couldn't.
Whoops. Wow. Well, what do we were just talking a minute ago about whether or not we want to pull this thing out of the weeds, but it's kind of nice having it down low in the grass right now. So we'll probably just get started right here and see what happens. So we'll stay warm. We have our outhouse facilities right over there if needed.
Yep.
I did bring donuts too, so
ooh, excellent.
I think we have all the requirements.
Yep.
All right, let's get to work.
And coffee.
All right, battery tray over there.
Battery tray
Now
here.
we have a red and a black. Last time we were working on the Mustang, I think we had 2 blacks or 2 reds. So
Yep.
we're already ahead of the game here.
Yeah, this was one of my improvements when I bought it.
Upgrades, I see.
A used red cable.
It's just preconditioned.
So this one actually had 2 battery boxes from the factory.
I was wondering what this is here.
Not just a file holder, but a
Oh yeah.
so as I was told, it was one specifically for starting, and then one for
like
powering
accessories?
camper.
Okay. I see.
So that I think they ran 12 volt. That's what I've been told, or what I've read.
Okay. So we gotta get a battery, right?
Yep, grab the battery. I think probably from our last experience, we pull a cap off, file the points to begin with.
Just why not? Yeah.
Why not? This is an oil bath
Okay.
air filter, so we should get at least some dirty from taking it off. Otherwise, we haven't done it right.
Okay. Good.
The carburetor was redone at the same time. Well, it probably has less than 1,000 miles on a carburetor rebuild 12 years ago, so that means nothing.
Yeah. Looks like the block's been well lubricated.
Yep. I'm
gonna use the file here to do a little.
It's the the rust protection.
Okay.
I think that was extra
Ford
that
option.
you pay for.
Yeah. And the brakes didn't work.
The brakes worked when I was driving it.
Okay.
But there's a clutch linkage down
Somewhere down there.
yeah. In fact, you can see it hanging right there.
Oh. Okay. Well, we'll have to dig into that
So-
too. Otherwise, we can't do wheelies.
No wheelies. Or I suppose theoretically, if you could jam it into gear.
Could do massive burnouts.
No, that's not possible.
Oh.
Well,
We'll find a
Yeah,
way.
no.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
right.
Okay, what do you want me to do first, boss?
Let's pull the
Air cleaner.
pull the
Oh, yeah.
pull the air cleaner, get that out of the way, and then
File points.
file points.
Okay.
I'll go grab. I brought some sandpaper with me.
Nice. We're
so-
like prepared and stuff.
I mean,
And the
sometimes
garage
we-
is like right there, so.
Yeah, sometimes we learn from our previous endeavors.
I brought gas, brought donuts. We're not gonna need anything else.
No, pretty much. I was really ambitious as a kid.
Okay, yeah. As a kid. Now you're an old man.
Yeah. Hey, look at that.
Wow, sparkly clean.
Uh-huh. That's what lots of oil does.
Yeah.
I don't want to set that up there. Don't want to
Don't want to damage the donuts.
clean up. Oh yeah, full of donuts.
John, we're starting with points. We have gas. We have donuts. I feel like this might be over in 30 minutes, you know? Like this thing will just be purring like a kitten
Probably.
before the sun's even all the way up.
You know what we probably should have done is removed the
2 inches of
2 inches of combustibles on top
compost.
of the motor.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, let's not worry about that. So we got a fuel pump down here, and is that a fuel filter threaded onto the bottom?
Could be. Kind of looks like it.
Housing. That's kind of cool.
Wow.
What's this, oil pressure sender? It's on
Yeah,
the oil filter,
I'm
okay.
gonna say that probably doesn't work because I don't think I've seen
Oil
more
pressure?
than about 30 pounds of oil pressure.
Oh. Well, that's better
Usually,
than 0.
usually runs about 15.
What is that? Oh, that's like a... Is that like a choke mechanism on the exhaust manifold there? You see that?
Could be.
The
Here, let
coil
me-
heats up. Oh, this is like raw metal. That's cool. Oh, John, I wanted to show you. I just came in here to see if I could turn this over by hand, which I did easily. And you can hear the compression and the vacuum, so that's good. But while I was doing that, I noticed
Yeah, I did notice that was a little wobbly.
it's the water pump.
Ah,
anyway, she'll be fine for a while.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
But yeah, it spins over really easy. So it's a good start.
I mean, maybe easier than it ought to, but
Yeah, but you have some compression.
well, that's true.
At least
yeah.
one cylinder.
Yeah, true.
That's all you really need.
Yeah, with these, at least 3, maybe 4 are
Required.
required.
I know the others are optional.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in combination. It's just cylinder deactivation
Oh.
at an early stage.
Wow, pioneering technology.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. Okay, so John, on that old Mustang we were working on, we wasted a bit of time not dealing with points. And I think, at least speaking for me, the main reason to not deal with points is because I don't know what the heck they're about.
Right.
Not a points expert. So I want to point at the points and ramble for a second and put it together with John's knowledge, and we might be able to describe it.
So I'm going to pull that off. We can see the points a little bit easier.
So this is, let's see.
You've got your condenser here,
Yep.
and then your points. Maybe you can do that. Here, I can do it.
Yeah,
from
why don't
this
you
side.
do that part?
So you've got your points that open and close here.
And that doesn't control timing of the spark, but it controls the on-off of the spark. Opening and closing of that circuit builds up a charge in the condenser there, right?
Yep.
So the condenser can go bad, the points can be dirty.
Yep. And when as it cycles, you can see the lobes on here.
Oh yeah.
And it cycles for every rotation.
Okay.
And when the points, I believe it's when the points close, it completes the circuit. It sends electricity through the rotor,
right, to the
through
distributor
here
cap,
to the distributor cap,
to the right cylinder,
to the correct cylinder,
right,
for what you want to fire.
so it generates the spark. No, the coil produces, steps it from a low amperage to a high amperage,
Yeah.
or voltage, I guess. And this controls the distribution and the timing of that in relation to the rotation of the engine.
Yeah, so you do adjust your timing
Right.
this way a little bit.
And that determines when the spark happens in the rotational stroke of the engine.
So the thing that we probably should be concerned about, but are going to be less so right now. Maybe we can.
I can turn it
If we turn it, we should see those open up.
Yeah. And so those need to be adjusted, right? They can be too far apart or too close together. I think if I remember right, you're supposed to adjust them to the width of a piece of paper.
Yeah, there's a specific.
All the old timers are laughing at us right now because obviously we're not, 70. And
So I'm gonna retract my statement previously.
Okay.
It's when the points are open that it fires.
so it's like a closed circuit, and then when
Closed
it opens,
circuit, and when it opens,
it
it
generates
fires. Yep.
Okay. And then there's the vacuum advance thing too, which is this, right?
Yeah.
And that, I don't know how that works. I guess it builds up, or based on engine vacuum, it's a reference for advancing or retarding the timing.
Yep.
I mean, that's all I know. I don't really know. Oh, maybe there's like I see an armature in there that comes out of this vacuum cylinder and looks like it pivots right here. So maybe that just slightly advances or retards the timing and relation.
It's the whole plate, probably.
Rotates. Anyway, we're just muddling through and figuring this out because I've never had anybody say, hey, knucklehead, come here, let me show you how points work.
And I have, but I've forgotten. So,
so we rely on our intuition and our good friend Google.
Yes.
So anyway, now that's what we're going to do. We're going to clean that because on the Mustang, I took the cap off and I looked around and I said, yep, everything looks okay in there, but I didn't actually clean the points connection. And then John saw that I took the cap off and he assumed I cleaned the connection, so he didn't recommend it, and then we fought no spark for an hour or two.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do that right away.
Okay, drop. Let's see.
You want me to open it?
Yeah.
All right. So John's gonna put some sandpaper in between the contacts there to sand off any kind of corrosion or buildup, or I think the technical term is gunk, that can inhibit the spark doohickey.
Sorry.
If only we had like a director and a camera crew, right? This would be way better. We don't even know if this is bad. We're just doing this as a preventative thing because we learned our lesson on the Mustang.
Basically, if things, oh man, those look bad.
What makes you say that?
Well, one, they should be about even thickness.
Oh, and the right side's totally gone.
Yeah. These have seen better days.
And a set of points is probably $4.
Probably.
Yeah. But not here.
And an hour away.
Yeah. So we saw that the points are worn out, and John confirmed the local parts store has some, but before we go get those, we're gonna find out if it actually works. So we're just talking through right now. You know, we could just put a battery in it, turn the key, and see what happens. It's one way to check spark. And I think we're probably gonna take a more conservative approach, put a battery in it. We know the engine will turn over. We don't know if the starter will work. And then with the distributor off like that, we can, a distributor cap off like that, we can crank the engine over and see if we have spark at the points right there.
Yep.
And then if we don't, we can troubleshoot, and if we do, we can put it back together with confidence and move on to the next thing, which would be fuel. Right?
Yeah. Which should be easy to confirm. We dump it down the carburetor.
Yeah. That's all there is to it. Roger.
Okay.
Go ahead, John.
Now that we've done something, it's time for coffee.
Right. We clean the points. Lay off. Stole the battery out of somebody else's truck over there. We're gonna flip the key over now and see if anything happens. We did accomplish donuts and coffee. Is anything happening? It's not a good sign.
I might have to go get a different set of keys. This doesn't really seem to...
Just get a different set of keys.
Oh,
Kind of looks
look
like
at
the
that.
water pump.
Oil change.
Oh, good. 62,000 miles.
It says 97,000 now.
That's not good. Is that in pencil? From
Yes.
1981.
Yes.
Oh.
Slightly before I was born. By a month.
Well, we could just do the old screwdriver on the...
Yeah, let's try that.
relay.
Except that we should have this in the on position.
If we wanted to make some sparks, yeah.
Yeah. Let me go grab the other set of keys. Works.
We got a key and the blinker works. What else is there? Okay, I'm gonna watch the points, John, while you crank and not get sucked into the fan.
Ready?
Yeah. I don't see any sparkage. But let's do it one more time. Okay. Yeah, still nothing.
Yeah, I think we take a quick run in to
Get some points. We could start checking around to see if we have power in there too. Maybe the coil's not happy. Because that was an adventure on the Mustang.
It was, and ended up not being our problem.
Yeah.
I guess
okay.
we could file on those points a little more. Actually, if we put it, you know what? If we
My key's got to be on for.
right. We just like
You can hear something. Do you see a spark?
not a great one. Let's file them a little bit more. They've been filed before, but
So we just turn the key on and not to crank, just run. And John's moving the points mechanism back and forth manually to try to see that spark. All right, so we cleaned them up again, and we definitely have a little bit of a spark, a weak spark, but the points look really worn down. So totally just not sure that it's going to work very well. But before we go to the parts store to get them, we're going to take the next couple steps and just see if we run into anything weird, you know, like maybe we need plug wires too, or maybe we need some rubber hose for the fuel setup or whatever we come up with. And then, yeah, that makes a perfect opportunity to get lunch. So those donuts were like a half an hour ago, so it's been a while.
probably time for coffee again. Actually, in this country, it was you always stop for a little lunch.
A little lunch?
A little lunch. Donut would be a little lunch.
Okay.
So you have breakfast,
Uh-huh.
and then you have a little lunch.
You get a little lunch, yeah.
So really early breakfast or something something to eat before you go out and
work
feed the cows.
Yeah, okay.
Or milk the cows, and then you come back in for breakfast.
Oh, I see.
And then you go out and do some work and come back in for a little lunch.
Yeah.
Which is usually coffee.
All right.
And then and
a donut.
and a donut
Yeah,
or
right.
some coffee cake.
Okay.
And then you come back in for lunch.
Whoa, around noonish.
Around noon. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
And then
So that was a little lunch.
Actually no. The noon meal was actually
We'll get back to you, but we had some donuts.
right.
We'll figure it out and let you know what we're gonna call it.
I don't know.
Looks about right. 1.2 calibrators.
Yep.
Is this gonna start, John? Just give me an answer. Don't think about it.
Yes. Didn't say when.
Get
out of gear.
Yeah, and make sure you push the clutch in even though it's not hooked up.
Yeah.
It's not happy about turning over. It's going pretty slow. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. I could put the battery charger on it too, but I'm sure it's not dead yet. All right. I didn't hear anything even close to ignition.
No. I don't know if I hate shooting carb cleaner into it to
we don't know if we're having spark, so.
Yeah.
Well, we can go get points whenever you're ready for lunch or a little lunch or whatever you said. Moderately sized meal. Dinner, supper, dinner, lunch, I don't know. 11sies.
Second breakfast. Did I unhook the battery?
No, but I'll wiggle it. Is the oil light on the dash?
Yep.
Doesn't crank anymore? There's not a neutral safety switch, is there?
There wasn't a minute ago.
The clutch just goes to the floor.
Yeah.
Oh, brother. Well, I can hammer on the starter, I guess. Can't even see the starter. Where's the relay? I don't even see the relay. Oh, here it is. So we want to, I guess if the key's on, we can just try to jumper it first and see if it's the relay or the starter that's stuck.
Yeah.
Think of this side.
Keeping me on position.
Okay, I'll try to jumper here. Okay, hold on. Let's see if the key works now that I jumpered it. Try it again. What the heck?
I think our relay is shot. I don't hear a click. You?
I did not hear a click. Either that or the signal from the switch to the relay, but
I mean, there's that too.
we can figure that out later. So the key was on when we were cranking, right?
Yep.
And we put some fuels in it. We did that. So if it had spark and was getting a little bit of fuel, it should have been coughing or something, which
Yep.
it wasn't coughing. So we probably don't have spark.
Probably not.
And we pretty much already knew that anyway.
Yeah.
But the starter is okay. Engine's turning over. We
I
haven't.
think we should get a relay.
Yeah, because they're like $8 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Get a
We
relay.
could probably steal one out of this truck,
The
but
boneyard.
eventually I'd need a new one. So.
You did put auto light plugs in it too, which are default factory for GM products.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably the
That
problem.
might be it.
Probably why the points aren't working.
And the water pump is loose.
Yeah.
All right, so points, starter relay. That's about it for now, huh? The plugs and wires are not old.
I was just wondering if it was
Gonna come off.
the bolt to...
Oh, yeah. Anything else? Let's
Maybe
see.
a battery?
Well, that's up to you if you want.
Yeah,
This seems to be working just fine.
it does. It's also not mine.
And it is rated for automotive. Okay, well that's up to you.
Yeah.
I guess if you're gonna try to start driving this thing, it's gonna need a battery.
Eventually.
And your wife,
Will not ride with me in it.
but she has a baby on the way, so
Right.
that kid's gonna need something to drive. Might as well get it ready now.
Yep. Yep.
Old set of points versus new set of points. So you can kind of see some gunk in there, not much material. This is what the new one looks like. Nice and flat and clean. So is that a problem? Maybe, we don't know yet. I also found this little tiny ground strap right there.
the wire was broken from between the wire and the terminal, so might be having a bad ground situation as well. We'll probably fix that. After much weeping and gnashing of teeth, we have a new ground wire in there. We have the new points in there, and John is currently setting the gap, which I'm going to display from over here. Feeler gauge and everything. I'm going to like hold something or do something.
Yeah, if you
Just push in on that.
meet. Flat position there. So this needs to be kind of supported. Yeah, actually, if you push in on that piece.
New points are in, properly adjusted and lubricated. I took the cap back off while you were gone and put a dab of grease in there. New starter relay put on. Nobody died. And we did some stuff. So now we're gonna have lunch. Wait, is this a little lunch?
This is dinner.
This is dinner. Sorry, dinner. Got a gas can. Let's see what happens. That was good.
I'm probably flooding it.
Yep. That's getting better, man. Building some oil pressure.
Oops. That went right down the gullet.
Oh no, there's gas in there.
Our key stop working?
Potentially. Seems like the starter might be stuck and we want to hammer on the starter, so we gotta jack it up so I can get underneath there. I'm not sure, well, John probably knew, but I just get so impatient and we just start cruising, and we took all those battery connections off to replace the solenoid, started hammering on the starter. We've had the battery connections off 15 times, never cleaned the connections. So we put it all back together, and then surprise, surprise, it won't crank, right? So we just took it all apart again, cleaned everything, because if you don't do it right the first time, you're gonna do it twice, which is, you know,
We probably should have put some contact grease on those before we put it back together, so we don't have to do it again in 6 months. But
well, I'm not coming back in 6 months, so
No.
you're on your own. All right,
or if you do, it'll be a different vehicle, and we'll have to do it all again.
yeah, it'll be a tractor in the snow. All right, let's try it. A little gasoline, a little electricity. Ready? That's pretty good.
Yeah. Figured I'd let it go since we haven't confirmed coolant or oil.
We have not checked the oil yet, and the lifters are awfully loud.
Awfully loud.
Okay, that's next.
Okay.
All right, going again.
Get the fuel pump calibrated.
I like the big bad exhaust leak over here.
Oh yeah. That's pretty good.
Brilliant. Good job on the carb rebuild 12 years ago.
Thank you.
It's got 30 oils worth of pressure, so that's a good sign.
That's about 25 more than it often has. So.
Well, who knows what if the gauge actually moves too. Maybe it's got 30 oils when it's sitting still.
No, it's still that zero.
Oh, hey, look at that. Look at the fuel pump. Spitting fuel. Maybe that's why it's still running.
Oh, that's why it's still running. It's still be stacked on the
And it's peeping it out on the floor, but that's okay. It's probably good.
Yeah.
Is really impressive. That's what we wanted to happen on the Mustang, and it never happened.
Yeah.
We're pretty dumb. We're like, oh man, it's running a long time on this gas.
We've had better days on that.
Yeah. Not one of my proudest moments.
Let's be honest though, we never anticipated, one, that the fuel pump might be functional, and two, that the last time I put gas in this would have been probably 11 years ago, in 2010.
Can't believe that.
So
amazing.
How there's anything left.
And the fuel pump still works.
Right.
That's cool.
So this is non-oxy fuel. I figure we can, I'm not going to put in a ton.
Nothing but the best.
Nothing but the best.
It's really puking fuel, so I guess it's probably like functional as a drain or a purge or something too.
Well, that's it. Like I probably closed the gallon so I was always running it basically on empty before I parked it.
Yeah.
And so
Look at her fur. That's beautiful. Yeah, but who knows if it's actually hooked up. Yeah. What's the gauge say now? How many oils do you have?
well, about 10, 15.
10 or 15 oils? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty standard for...
What you're used to? Wow. Not bad, huh? 12 years old. Once we figured out our power situation, she started purring like a kitten again. Pretty impressive. What?
Yeah. Dilute this a little more.
That's a decade size right there.
Yeah, yeah.
We're just trying to figure out the lessons we learned here, and John's life lesson, the statement is the little pixies that run in the electricity lines, they need a highway, not a trail. You got to give them a nice flat highway. So that's our life lesson for the day.
That and don't underestimate an old fuel pump.
Right. Never assume your fuel pump is bad. I think that's going to be it. We got this thing idling. We'd be driving it if it wasn't for the clutch linkage, but got to save something for the next episode, and preferably when there's 2 feet of snow and it's 10 below. That's when we'll fix the clutch. Anyway, yeah. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy the video.